everyone and welcome to the other half of the Marvel Crisis Protocol releases for November, seeing us through to the new year because there's no new releases in December according to them directly. We have CPD 42 and 43, the other half of the X-Men Wave 1, Magneto and Toad plus Metal Constructs, and then Mystique and Beast. We're going to do them in order as I hit my camera stand. We're going to start with Magneto and Toad, who is also there, and we're going to take a look. It's not quite as thick as the Thanos box was, but it's obviously thicker than your average box right there. Let's get this out. Oh, it must come with a mission because there's buildings. I see buildings. And as always, we start with Supreme Judgment. If they both fit on the one page, that's a good sign. Toad is what you would expect. Oh, there's optional metal you can put on his base. Magneto, that looks perfect, honestly. And then the metal constructs, super easy. Nice. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, no complaints there at all. Well, that bit that's holding him up, so looking like he can fly, might be a little bit flimsy, but I think you've got the extra girder there as well for support. Yeah, that seems perfectly fine. A lot of sprue. Because of the metal constructs that he has control over. You've got your big bases for Magneto. Actually, yeah, that must be for him. And then the small bases are for Toad and then also the constructs. So whichever one you want to use for them. There's little Toad stuck in there with everything else. Just an itty bitty sprue size. The little man himself. And then that's the constructs. They're larger than I thought they were based on the picture. But yeah, that's like the height of them. Surprisingly big. And then Magneto himself, who's one of the final miniatures I painted for the Night Models Marvel game. Because he does have a miniature in that, and it's basically identical in pose, amusingly. Like, really, really identical. Toad isn't so much. Well, actually, if he was on the ground, it would be identical as well for Toad. Because Marvel like providing the same references for everything. So we obviously have our cardboard. Brotherhood of Mutants. Not sure what that is. That could be connected to Magneto's powers. Or it could be connected to the mission that they're obviously part of as well. Incinerate, and whichever effect that is. So we have our Brotherhood of Mutants card. As an affiliation, you can either have Magneto or Mystique as leaders. So it's the same deal as with Cyclops and Storm from before. Sabretooth, Toad, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Juggernaut. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle a speedster in this game. That will be interesting. So you get an extraction event to complement the secure event. Oh, it's only 14. Wow, if you want a really short game. Mutant extremists target US senators. Randomly place 3 safe houses, oh, that's what they were, as shown on map C. Players score 2 victory points if they control it. You can interact with the safe house to flip it over. If it's empty, remove the token from the game. If it shows the senator, you pick up the senator. Oh, you have to be holding the center to pick up victory points. Sorry, it's not for securing the safe houses at all. We look at the cardboard. Sure enough, one of them has the senator on it. The center of it turns into a fish monster in the first X-Men movie. The speed of the character holding the center becomes small. Alright. Really, really low power value though. 14. So we have Heave Ho, Magnetic Crush, Magnetic Refraction, which will probably use that icon, and Asteroid M. Oh hey look, it's the Blob, holding up Toad. Unaffiliated active, if 2 allied characters are within 2 of the same interactive terrain feature, size 2 or less, they can spend 1 each to play this card. Choose one of the characters to throw at medium. I would describe that as a meh card with fun art. Great art on the Magnetic Crush. Ooh. Magneto can spend 5 to play this. You can use the listed attack above. Range 4, 6 physical. When creating the dice pool for this attack, you may destroy any number of interactive terrain features size 3 or less within 2 of the target character. If you do, add dice to the attack roll equal to all of the destroyed terrain's feature sizes combined. If damage is dealt, other characters within 2 of the target suffers 1. Okay, at first you look at that and it's like 6 physical. Sure, it's range 4, but who cares? He sucks in all the terrain around him first to empower it. That's cool. That's a very Magneto attack. Yeah, that's great. You can destroy any number of interactive terrain around him. So for one, that would take his constructs if you had them both up. And then anything you've got on your table. Wow. Magnetic Refraction. Magneto can spend 2 to play this. He gains cover. Allied characters within 3 of him also gain cover. If your squad is Brotherhood of Mutants, return this card to your available team tactics card during cleanup phase. Huh. Okay. And that must be what that symbol is for, right? Because it matches the art. It must do. It's from up there. You can tell. So it must be from that. Asteroid M. Brotherhood of Mutants active. 2 Brotherhood of Mutants may spend 2 to play this card. Place one of the 2 characters not holding an objective within 1, so they get a teleport as well. That makes sense. Tit for tat. So Toad, nobody cares about Toad, that's why they put him in with Magneto. Threat 2, 5 health, 333. He's got a tongue lash at range 3, it does push. He can spit acid for 2 power. It's 5 energy. It's range 2. Finders Keepers though, this is the only thing that's interesting about him. He can steal objectives. It's an action. Choose an allied character within 2 of his character. Oh wait, I thought you could steal from enemies. That's an allied character. You can move an asset from an ally to himself as an action. I thought you could steal from an enemy. I must be misremembering when they leaked his card. He's got a hop for 2 to move. He is slippery. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, if this character was damaged, you get a medium move, which is pretty good. Prehensile Tongue. This character may interact with objective tokens within 2 instead of the normal 1. Which again, is okay. And he's a wall crawler. Other than that, he's just a toad. What happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? He goes down to 3 health on his wounded side. He also starts sweating profusely. I don't think anything changes on him because he's just a throwaway character more or less. But the objective thing is fun. He can grab an objective and run. But yeah, he's definitely not the reason people will buy this. The reason people will buy this is Magneto. He is 6 threat. He is beefy. 6 health. Only small movement. Toad was medium, I forgot to say that. 336 because he's got his helmet on, obviously. He can reverse polarity, which is a range 3/6 attack. And he can reroll attacks for people within 2. Shrapnel Blast is AoE 2 for 5 power, but it does more damage based on if you have constructs. From the Ruins, this is affiliation bonus. When a train feature is destroyed after the effect is resolved, choose a number of allied characters equal to or less than the train feature's size. Each character gains 1 power for that. A character may only gain 1 power as a result of his leadership ability per turn. So he benefits from, or his team benefits from people destroying scenery around him. Fatal Attraction, this characters may spend 1 to 4 to play this. Choose an interactive train feature size 3 or less. Then the power spent to use it and throw it long. You have to pay 1 for each time it's already been used this turn. Magneto is, well, very in keeping with him. He's exceptionally power hungry. You want to feed this man power. Force Projection, when this character is targeted by an attack that would make you dodge roll, you can spend 2 to use this superpower. You use his Mystic Defense instead of physical, so you'd be rolling 6 defense dice. Master of Magnetism, during the power phase, if there are fewer than 2 metal constructs in play, place 1 within 3. It's a size 2 interactive train feature. Then this character gains 1 power for each metal construct in play. So turn 1, when does it say it spawns? In the power phase, so I guess instantly. So it would spawn, so turn 1 he would get an extra power, turn 2 he would get 2 extra power. You can only have 2 max, but still. So he has his own way of generating more power for sure, but feeding him more power somehow would be good. He goes up to 8 health on his wounded side. Wow. Yeah, see, this is more like how Cool Storm should have been. Just really powerful, really intimidating, worthy of an Omega level mutant. I don't think any of his rules are changing. He can fly. No, but he is tanky. He will take a lot to go down. Yeah, Magneto is scary, but in a really good way. I can't wait to see him on the table, honestly. Alright, let me get this cleaned up and we will take a look at his friend Mystique. Ally is probably a better word. And then Beast. Alright, let's see what's up with these two. this out, and then we begin, as always, with Judgment. One page again, that's promising. So we've got two options for Beast. There's an option where he's wearing glasses and where he's not, and then there's an option where he's just holding his fist up or he's reading a book, depending on how nerdy you want him to be. Beyond that, it looks like the girder he's standing on is easy enough to assemble. There's sockets for his feet already on there. Oh, that's actually bad for someone who did want to mod him to not be on the girder, because his feet are on the girder, so that'd be an absolute pain to try and give him a different pose, but there you go. Mystique. What is this? Oh, I think that's two halves of the coin thing, or is that the Xavier Institute she's standing on? Hang on. Yeah, it's Xavier School for Gifted Children, it says it on it. So that symbol, that looked weird from the angle they've done, but it's just two halves of it. Her assembly seems perfect, honestly. Yeah, no complaints there at all. They're getting better. Sometimes. Sometimes they're getting better. And it's nice there's the options like Wolverine's head and Cyclops' head. So Beast is on the larger base. Mystique gets her small base because she's a sneaky spy. She's also very small. Look how thin she is. It's ridiculous. And there's the... don't know how well that'll be in focus. That's the Xavier thing. You can see the writing on it. And there's Beast with his big girder. I don't know if I'm going to model him with the book or not. The book is fun. We'll see. Oh my stars and garters, etc. Alright, take this out of camera for a second to get it open safely. I've learned that this is the only way to do it if I really do it slowly to get the cards out, otherwise the corners get dog-eared. Okay, there we are. Brotherhood of Mutants, X-Men, affiliation, again, more days icons and recoloured activation icons so you can tell two sides apart. We've got our stat cards to look at in a second. Deception, the Books of Truth, and I thought it was upside down. Advanced R&D. Oh, is that similar to Wakandan? That is great art for a start. It's Gambit and Rogue, except it's not Rogue, it's Mystique. She's part transforming back into Mystique with a gun. Mystique may play this card, choose an enemy character within 4 of this character. If there are no other non-dazed enemy characters within 2 of the chosen character, you may advance the chosen character its speed towards this character. So she's luring someone out of safety. That's neat, that's in keeping with her character. Subterfuge and spying and whatnot. Brotherhood of Mutants reactive. When an allied Brotherhood character is attacked or defending at the modified dice step of the attack, but before calculating success or failure, spend 2. The character rerolls all of their attacks or defense, including skulls. So it's before you calculate success or failure. Okay. It's when you roll. I mean, nothing's going to stop you looking at the result you just rolled to know whether you want to modify against what the other side rolled, but whatever. Unaffiliated reactive, a character may spend 5 to play this card. Choose a number of other allied characters equal to the power spent. This is literally Wakandan R&D, but it's just more generic. The normal R&D card isn't Wakanda specific, is it? I might be misremembering. I didn't think it was. Maybe it was, so if it was, then that's the difference. This character, this tactics card is not specific to mutants or anything. You can spend up to 5, you spread out the power. That'll be very handy for quite a few affiliations, I feel. Let's look at Mystique first. They're both threat 3. She moves long, she has 5 HP, 333. She's got a pistola. She's got Espionage, which is a 6 physical for 3, and she stuns automatically. And she has Freedom Force. That was a good game back in the day. For Brotherhood of Mutants, once per turn, after an allied character interacts with an extract objective token, after all effects are resolved, the allied character gains 1 power. Fair enough. Additionally, allied characters may use the following interact ability. Place a token on the objective icon. While this token is in play, you are securing the objective. Remove the token if an enemy character contests. That's a really powerful thing. So imagine you've got like backline objective here. You don't need to leave a character standing on it if you use that ability. You put a token on it. Now if another character comes along, it instantly fails. But if you know you can keep them away, that is really good. You can only have 1 token in play at a time, so it's specifically for your backline objective, so you don't need to leave someone on it. 3 power, expert, sabotage, it's an action. She blows up terrain, it's very similar to the Punisher's ability. She has martial arts. Shapeshifter, during this character's activation, enemy characters cannot use active superpowers or reactive team tactics cards. That's good. Stealth, got to be within 3 to attack her. She stays 5 health on this side. She still has her pistol and espionage. She's not really like super damaging, but she's a different kind of annoying to Loki. I think that's the key to her. And securing an objective as part of her leadership ability is obviously good. Whether or not it's better than Magneto's, 1, it depends on the mission, I suppose, and 2, it depends on your team makeup as well. Because if you have someone like Hawkeye, who can sit on a back objective and it doesn't matter that they're there because of their range, who cares? Alright, Henry McCoy, the Beast. 3 threat, 6 health, medium move, 4-2-3, and he is all about physical attacks, of course, because he doesn't have much else going for him. His baser instincts, that's a fun name. Choose an interactive terrain feature size 2 or less and chuck it small, once per turn for 2 power. Oh my stars and garters for X power. After this character rolls defense or dodge dice, it may spend up to 3 for each 1 spent. You can reroll defense or dodge dice. Disconcerting, yet provocative. Whenever this character rolls dice, after the effect is resolved, it gains 1 power if it rolled at least 1 skull. Very similar to Doc Ock's version for crits. And, who's the other one that has an ability like that? Doctor Strange, if he rolls shields. For his any roll, he gets more power as well. He has Wall Crawler. Yeah, it's cheap and cheerful, 3 threat. Like, I suppose compare these two who are both 3 threat to Storm, who's a 3 threat. She's definitely in the upper echelons of 3 threat characters. It's just she shouldn't be 3 threat. That's also very hard to say that many times with my accent. Beast on his wounded side. He goes down 1 HP. Oh, no he doesn't. His animalistic freestyle does stay the same. It has a float like a ... additional effect for pushing if you get a wild, and then you also get a free move off the back of it, but that was on its healthy side as well, I just forgot to say it. Baser Instinct, Stars and Garters, disconcerting yet provocative, and Wall Crawler. He does not change on his wounded side. He is the very definition of just a cheap and cheerful, not too shabby 3 threat character. Not as interesting as Magneto. Either of them are really, although Mystique has some things going for her, especially for how cheap she is as a leader. Toad is Toad, you know. I don't have anything else to say about Toad really. So, that is everything you get with Magneto and Toad and Mystique and Beast. The other 2 X-Men releases and the Wave 1 releases for Crisis Protocol. No new releases coming in December. January is at least Enchantress and Angela, which we've obviously already covered because they released early here. I don't know if they're releasing anything else at the time. But their big releases next year are going to be the Inhumans, more X-Men, and I'm still holding, I've got my fingers crossed that one day they will do a Hulkbuster miniature. I really hope they do. Anyway, thanks very much for watching these unboxings. I hope you did. If you didn't see the Cyclops, Wolverine, Sabretooth, Storm one, go check it out. It went live yesterday. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.